Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. Look at that guy.
Hey,
Mr. Dave Landau. How are you, pal?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm good. I'm as good as I can be. I was trying to figure out we could go that way. I think you're right. I think this is better.
Either way, it looks very bland behind me. So,
Yeah, dude. You sent me a picture. I don't know, a couple months ago, and it was like, look at Dave's fancy fucking studio. He's got the desk. I thought
yeah.
we were gonna break down exactly what's going on, and then it's like, so you're back in prison.
Yeah, well, I am back in another corner of my basement because I'm going to make this the studio area because the other studio area went to my son who
Okay.
plays drums. I don't know if I should show. I can. Why not?
Yeah.
See the drums?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a cool setup you got down there.
Yeah, dude, he's amazing at it. So, he
What kind
wanted
of kit?
that area. That is a Pearl.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of the best. We found a guy in Detroit who used to own uh, a store that I guess exclusively sold drums. So he was getting rid of a bunch of them, and that set was like 1,500, and he gave it to us for 350 when he saw my son who
Wow.
was 10, and he even
Nice.
threw in like the hi hats and stuff. But my son's been playing since he was 4. So
Really?
yeah, so he's
What's he,
down here
11
playing.
now? Is he 11 yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Almost, but
He's
yeah, I got
10.
about another month or so.
Yeah. Wow. I probably could have hooked him up with some shit. I still can. I've got DW Collector Series, which is you could tour the world with it. Like
Oh, that's the one you had in your basement where you had your
I had a
studio.
couple. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I have an electric kit too, which, I mean,
We sold our electric kit. That's what he started on, which is great for when kids start, so you don't have to hear them.
Yeah. So he's pretty good. I mean, if he's been playing for 6 years, he's probably getting the hang of it, and he still likes it.
Loves it.
Dude, that's awesome. I do so much doom scrolling, and then I have to get off. Otherwise, I'm literally going to go insane.
Yeah.
Looking at the world fall apart around us. But when I see, and this is going to sound bad at first, when I see an 8-year-old boy online,
Yes.
And he's
you realize that you've pulled out one of your special folders.
It's like, look at that 8-year-old boy. But when I see like an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, and they're just fucking murdering on the drums, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome.
Oh, it's the best. Guitar, bass, anything that doesn't involve making it on a computer and real talent, I just love.
Yeah, so do I. I don't know what it is, man, but it's just like it feels so grim because I think you are probably the last generation. So you're a few years younger than me, but mine, I don't know if you're Gen X or if you're the one right after that.
I think I'm exactly Gen X / elder millennial.
Millennial, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but like I'm 43, so it's like that bar.
Yeah.
Of I didn't relate to any millennials. I only related to Gen X, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you were the final group. You were the last ones through the door as it slammed behind you of true innocence, true latchkey upbringing, like that kind of thing. It's crazy to me now. Like Marshall's 11, right? My nephew who lives here, and the idea. The thought we are in a gated community. The idea that he would hop on his bike and be gone all day is hilarious.
Oh, never.
No chance. No chance.
And there's more protection and ways to find kids. Their watches can track them. You know exactly what's going on. But it's because we're all aware of how awful everyone is. I think there's that element too, where there was a true innocence in the 80s, and I think people behaved differently.
Yeah.
90s, whatever. I think there was still, I don't know, there was a healthy fear that we had.
Yeah.
A healthy fear, though, where now you're just terrified of everything, even though we have everything. I don't know how to word that.
Well, no, you're right. It's such a weird world because like the doom scrolling I do, and I'm like, it's fucking over. I black pilled. And then you go outside and you hang out with people or you go to anywhere. And the likelihood that you're going to run into like the world falling apart is about none. And so people have worked themselves into this spot of like kids. Oh my God, they got to be corralled and caressed and bubble wrapped. It's just odd.
Well, yeah, there's a part of it where, AI is going to take over at some point. There's constant feudings. There's people that believe nonsense on two different sides who are constantly fighting, which is now turning to the streets. But then you go outside and it's like that Bill Hicks joke where you're like, oh, but everybody's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look around and people are trying to be nice and carry on because most people, I think, especially in America, are pretty decent and just want to go about their day. Where
Yeah.
online it's geared to get you pissed off. And then once you click a video that says that is something triggering or whatever, it's something that they can get you going on. They'll just feed that into your timeline.
Yeah.
You're not
I
even
wonder.
checking dates. You're not even looking at the video for when it happened. You just think it's all now, now, now.
Yeah, I've been burned by that a few times too, where I post something. It's like, dude, that was 10 years ago.
Oh yeah,
It's something like,
I've
shit.
done that many times. Like this story's very old, and I'm like, well, it's still funny, and we're live.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for this to happen. Some guy getting his ass beat on the street for, being a dickhead at a protest. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's about time. It's like, dude, that was 12 years ago.
Yeah, they're like, he died in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much of that too. And then there's stuff that's so obviously AI and people can't tell, which is scary.
Well, the scary part to me is like you and I, like we do this for a living. We're constantly like we have to be up on all kinds of stuff, whether it's to be on stage as a comic or doing a show. You better know what's going on. So we're highly aware of like, okay, where's this coming from? Who did this? Is this real? Like that's our first thought when you see something. It's sort of you can pick up on things. You can tell, like yeah, that's AI. But it's going to be about a month from now when even that's not possible.
It's going so fast, and just to hear people go, it'll never be this, it'll never be that. No, I think it will be. I was looking at one video today where it's a lady a Somali lady going through an airport. And the
Mm.
video is real of her yelling about what she can take, but clearly in the suitcase, it's just money, like, like hundreds and hundreds of dollars of bills full, like just millions of dollars.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's arguing with a TSA agent about why she can't bring it back to Somalia. And the comments, there's like 1,000 comments of like, I'm glad we're catching him doing this and that.
Yeah,
And you go, it's not it's not real.
yeah,
Like, granted, the thievery's real. All that stuff is really
yeah.
happening, but their check-in bag isn't filled with $4 million. It's just not
No,
possible.
what I see at the airport when you see a nice Somali family or Indian family, it's usually just wrapped garbage food. They're trying to
Yes.
either bring in or out of the country, and you're like, and that next thing you know, it's 45 minutes later as they unwrap just God knows what kind of food items they're trying to
Yeah.
travel with.
Well,
But
I love Arabic food. That's why I don't know what they're eating. It's like, you don't bring curry on a plane.
yeah,
What's wrong with you? But yeah,
yeah,
they do. Anybody that eats on a plane pisses me off, to be honest. Like when they bring the outside food inside.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you just smell vinegar, and all of a sudden you realize the guy's like, shoving Jersey Mikes in his face. And you
yeah,
go, I like it too, but what are you doing?
yeah.
It
We're in a tube.
stinks.
We're in a tube.
Right. You had so much time before you got in here
Yeah,
to eat a sandwich, but you waited until you were sitting down
yeah.
next to me.
My favorite is the lady that has, the giant salad with
Yes,
all the
that too.
and I'm just like, "Oh my god, it
And all the
stinks." And
dressing.
the dressing. Yeah. You could just watch. That's 400 more calories. That's 800 more calories.
Yeah.
That's a 4,000 calorie salad you're eating, ma'am.
Americans don't know what a salad is.
No.
We
No.
just put cheese on it and ham.
Guilty.
Bacon. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I hate salad, so why would I want to not make it delicious? But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
this weird thing that people do to trick themselves into eating healthy, and it's like it's covered in bacon and cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Which
not healthy.
I still I'm like, well, it's the best I could do. This is
Yeah.
as close to healthy as I can get at this point.
It goes back to that generational thing where you and I were raised by microwaves. Like we still had home cooked meals and dinner,
Yeah.
but otherwise we still had microwaves and stuff that just sucked nutrients out of your food. You
Yeah.
actually went to McDonald's because it looked fun.
Yeah.
It didn't look like an all chrome whatever, no character whatsoever you order from a screen, like the
Yeah.
hellhole it's turned into. But at
Dude.
one time, all everywhere looked fun when you walked in.
Yeah. No, it's a nightmare now. It's a dystopian nightmare. I don't know what it is, but like all of them, it seems like a light switch went off and overnight they all became absolute shit. And you always knew this isn't great for you. This is actually probably bad for you. We knew that all along, but it was delicious. Now it's not even that.
No,
It's gross.
yeah, I don't like the food. At
No.
least when you were eating it, you felt good about the fact that it tasted good.
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
all just trash. I went to Arby's because I was on the road last week, and I just go, I'll take an Arby's Junior. That's all I said. Just something to eat.
Yeah.
It was that big.
Yeah. I
It
believe it.
was it was the smallest sandwich I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was offensive.
Yeah. I believe it.
And it wasn't horrid, but it was still 3 bites, and that's not good when you're paying, like, $6.
$64.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the cost of fast food is nuts. It
Dude, it's outrageous. I was going from Scottsdale up to San Francisco and I drove. And as soon as I got into California, I was like, I got to get something to eat and probably around Palm Springs or something. And it's just me and my dog. I swear to God, I was just like, because I'm not going to go nuts. It's like, yeah, give me
Yeah.
a Big Mac combo, and a whatever. It was like $23.
Mhm.
It's like, are you out of your? I think I got a 6-piece nugget with it. It was like
Oh,
$23. I'm like, dude, this is not normal. This is,
I used to eat it when if you had, like, a migraine, you could eat, like, fries from McDonald's and a Coke, and you'd feel better pretty quick.
yeah,
Now I just feel like crap every time I eat anything.
yeah.
Anything at all that's, like, fast food. Even I mean, I hate to say it, the best I feel is probably Taco Bell, which says a lot about how the tables have turned.
I was thinking the same exact thing. Talk about it's like I can get away with a couple tacos and a bean burrito, and I'm
It's
all right.
I'll eat one of those quesadillas and I'm good. I don't feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good
And
thing.
any other place, I just feel like it's the worst food imaginable.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you do it traveling as much as you do. It's got to be something where you had to at some point make a point, a concerted effort like, okay, I've got to figure out where I'm going to eat cuz when I do even little things like, just a quick road trip up to California or flying to Dallas to do your show and it's like, okay, I'm in a hotel room. I'm only here for 2 days or 3 days. Where am I going to like you just default to absolute garbage.
Yeah, you have to.
Hotel lobby microwave fucking pizza.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, how do you do it when you're traveling?
I try DoorDash is very expensive, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
pretend I don't use it, but you can get, like, healthy stuff and split it in half. I try to do that.
Mm.
But, I mean, even looking I guess I don't eat nearly as poorly as I used to be honest. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight,
Yeah.
but that's usually what I do, or I try to go somewhere that's more like Chipotle where it's and not that that's great, but it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Um, but I just avoid, like, the basic crap, like, yeah, I don't know, I don't eat Hot Pockets anymore or any of that stuff.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. Just like we should have done this 30 years ago, but not,
Yeah,
hey,
you should have stopped after college, but now, yeah, I'm
yeah.
in my 40s, and I'm like, "Yeah, maybe pizza
Yeah.
rolls aren't the best idea."
Dude, and with kids around, that's what I noticed because I've never been around kids. I don't have any. So being around Marshall or being around the niece and nephew in California, it's like that Dino Nuggets, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, pizza rolls, like
Air
all that
fried
stuff.
air fried too, so they're a little better
Yeah, yeah,
for
better than
you,
yeah.
but yeah, it's
Yeah,
not good because, yeah, he's
no.
got I'll have Faygo in the fridge, and I'll have
Oh,
all
yeah.
this other stuff, and he doesn't like to eat poorly. That's what's kind of odd about my son.
What's wrong with your kid?
He used to, and not all the time, but on occasion, but because he's into sports.
Dude, that's
So
awesome.
he wants to feel energetic when he's out there. Now he wants to have dessert all the time, which is fine.
Yeah,
But he'll eat like an actual salad. He'll eat like fish. He really likes to eat steak with like a side of like baked potato as opposed to if we brought him to anywhere that was fast food, he would rather do that.
Dude, that's awesome to hear. That's how the two are up in California.
That's
Reed
good.
and Mad. They're all over it. 9 and 11, and they're you know totally into that. Yeah, they'll have McDonald's too, but they totally will get into fruits, vegetables, all that stuff. They love that as a snack. Like it's wild to see. You know.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, he has apples for a snack. I guess I did as a kid, but then there was like cinnamon all over them.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that. I had the awesome parents who would be like, "Hey, no, we're not having sweet cereals here." You'd be like, "I want a cap. Can I get some Cap and Crunch or something? Some Boo Berries?" And it
Yeah.
was like, "No, we won't have that." And my dad loved grape nuts, and so we would get grape nuts.
So
And
did mine and my mom for whatever reason. That
so
generation just liked crappy cereal.
yeah, it was terrible. But then my mom would put that stupid, like clay bowl of sugar on the table with a spoon in it. And me and my brother said we just fucking scooped 400 scoops of sugar into it until
Yeah.
it was just a syrup
Yes,
and
that's
it was
what
like,
we did too. There was
yeah,
always a tin of sugar.
yeah,
Same with Cheerios. Like we eventually did get Honey Nut, but when we wouldn't,
yeah,
I would dump in the sugar to the point that there was nothing. And I'm sitting there drinking quick milk,
yeah, yeah.
which was the powder, so it never actually turned to chocolate. It was just brown floaty stuff. It looked
Oh
like your
my
milk.
God. Yeah, the quick chocolate milk.
Yeah, it looked like your milk had
Yeah.
freckles. It was disgusting.
Yes.
But it
And they
was
were
the
just chocolate bombs. Sorry.
yeah, no, go ahead. It was disgusting. Then when we finally advanced, though, we got Cookie Crisp because I begged her,
Yeah.
and they used to put out like full bowls of Cookie Crisp. Like we were all animals sharing one thing while we were like in the yard on the slip and slide or something.
Yeah.
So we were all just sharing Cookie Crisp, which was absolutely like pretty terrible, if I remember it not being great, but the fact that they were teeny cookies
Yeah.
made us all happy.
Yeah, and they were. But, I don't know what my parents were thinking. My dad was very much not involved or there, but my mom, she did the best she could. It was like, you cannot think this is better for us than Frosted Flakes. Like we're
It's
making grape nuts 1,000 times worse than just give them a bowl of Frosted Flakes. It's fine.
My mom used to smoke Carltons. Not that this is on the same page, but I smoke cigarettes, and she smoked the only kind of cigarette I wouldn't steal.
Really?
It
Because were they
was
cheap or something?
I don't know why she bought Carltons. I think she liked them. But they
Yeah.
were they were menthol Carlton 100s, and
Oof.
they were the worst tasting cigarette. I mean, I would rather have a clove.
Yeah.
And I
Dude,
don't know what it was, like grape like she would eat grape nuts and sit there and smoke a Carlton. It's like, why? Like, I guess it's because their childhood upbringing was so abusive and terrible. These were good things for them.
yeah. So I can't remember how old your parents were because I think they're closer to my parents' age. My parents are 78 now, and I know yours are
Yeah,
not with us
mine
anymore, but
mine would be gosh, 78.
around that age. Yeah.
Yeah, they would
I
be.
always thought that my parents had me when they were like 25 or something,
No,
like
they'd
young.
be 78 this year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. I often think like what would be the generation to grow up in? Because when you look at like the the 40s coming out of the depression, like the depression was you had parents that were like, nah, fuck it, we can't afford these kids. And they just kick them out. They'd be like, good luck out there, pal. And
Yeah,
they take it.
once you were old enough, right.
Yeah, they take a 12-year-old and these stories of kids living on the railways and stuff, and it's like, yeah, the parents just couldn't afford them. They were like, "Yeah, good luck, pal," and there he goes off
Yeah,
on
like,
his own.
yeah, like, how about you go down to the hot dog company? Sure, some kids fall in and nobody stops and we all just still eat it, but you're allowed to work there since you turned 8 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
And they would just send you down to these awful jobs that you would have. Even like good jobs for a kid, like being on the Little Rascals was a living hell.
Yeah, I wonder what that was really like, especially for who was the black kid?
Buckwheat, did
Buckwheat.
I
Yeah,
there was no AI or technical effects then. When they're running out of a burning building and Buckwheat's on fire, he's actually on fire. It's not like pretend.
yeah, yeah. And I
Like,
don't think they cared. I don't think they
they
cared.
didn't give a shit about
I,
kids.
I wonder if there was like tension between them, like Alfalfa knew, like Buckwheat looked at Alfalfa and was just like, I know they treat him bad. They would never send Alfalfa into the burning building.
I think Alfalfa got stabbed to death later in life, though, if I remember. Like, every one of
Ah,
them had a pretty terrible story about. I think Buckwheat lived longer than a lot of them. I mean, who knows how many there were? They probably killed at least 4 of them and were just replacing it with wigs.
yeah, there were probably 4 buckwheats. We're just not aware.
I
They were different.
guarantee it. Yeah, I guarantee.
Yeah.
Then yeah, 'cause everything I've read on the Little Rascals, I wanna say, is quite sad how it all turned out and even how it was then.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny. I was watching something yesterday on, who was it? It was not the Munsters. What was the other one? The Addams Family. And it
Yes.
was about, Lily. I think her name was Lily. She played the little girl. The little
Sorry,
girl.
just 2
What?
shows. They barely had any television, and 2 shows were monsters.
I know.
When
Brutal.
you it's just so awful.
But it was the little girl, the 8-year-old.
Mhm.
What's the little girl on the
Wednesday.
Wednesday Adams, and the original character for that series. And I'm like, oh god, this must have been brutal. I don't know when this show was, the 50s, 40s, or something, in black and
50s and
white.
60s, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they're always shorter runs than you remember. They're like just a few years. But she was like 8 years old, and the guy that played the uncle, and you're like, oh god, what did that guy do?
Oh,
And
Fester, yeah.
Fester. And it turns out Fester was like some activist for child actors, and like made sure her shitty parents didn't get a fucking nickel of her money, made sure her contract was legit. And so when, of course, everything fell off the rails, and at 15 she left home and her parents were gone, she like had this mountain of money she couldn't touch. He worked the contract out behind the scenes for her that it couldn't be touched till she was 18.
Yeah.
So she like came into money. It was like, holy shit. Even back then in the 40s and 50s, some people were sort of looking out for some of these kids.
It's good because Shirley Temple was on Larry King, and she was telling a story about her and her mom going to the Warner Brothers office. And she went into one producer's office and her mom went into the other. And when she got out, she said to her mom, "You wouldn't believe what he did to me." And her mom said, "Well, you wouldn't believe what he did to me either." So, which I also thought, well, you're the mom though. Like
Yeah.
you're this is less a problem. Like the fact that you're like, "Well, I had sex too," when Shirley Temple's telling you that clearly they were both violated by these producers. So it's pretty crazy to me. Oh, sorry, did you cut out? What
Yeah,
happened? There
I
you go.
did. Sorry. Yeah, no, you were saying like, yeah, the mom was the one having,
Yeah, the
it's like,
mom brought
yeah,
in too, like, well, she's like, "Yeah, but you don't know what happened to me." So it's like, well, you're bringing your daughter there, and
yeah,
you're both getting assaulted by the Warner Brothers. Come into one office.
it's
Like,
unbelievable.
just a guy with sock guards railing Shirley Temple.
Yeah. I wonder
It's
uh, I wonder how bad it was. Like that
oh,
whole
dude.
era, it had to be awful. Just unimaginable.
It became horrible later, that when everything came out and when it was harder to hide.
Yeah.
I mean, then I think the whole like Charlie Chaplin, who, you're talking about the beginning of film.
Yeah.
As much as he's revered, he used to make women audition by getting them naked and throwing cream pies at them, and not the sexual euphemism.
Right.
Like, he would just bring them into his office and throw pies at them and tell them to leave, or have sex with them and throw pies at them. Like,
Really?
yeah, he wasn't he was a product of his time, and I guess you could say that, but even for a product of his time, he was a pretty awful person. As
Yeah.
much as I might respect his work, once
Yeah.
you have that kind of power, especially then, what are you gonna do? Buy a jet ski? They don't exist. All
Yeah.
you wanna do is put your little mustache dick in stuff, and that's all he did. Just walked
Yeah.
around like the tramp, banging and humiliating women.
Yeah. Dude, it had to be literally unreal. Like, because you're
Mhm.
right. What do you do? There's no such thing as like, hidden recordings and camera. Like, that just wouldn't have been a thing. And you could just write it off as, who's gonna believe you, dame?
Right.
Like,
There's not even hot showers.
right.
They don't have any technology. There's nothing to do except eat, smoke, and fuck. And that's
Yeah.
if you were, whatever. Yeah,
And
and
now yeah, and
like,
then
go ahead, your daughter will never work in show business, and I still banged you.
yeah.
Like, all right.
And there weren't any other options. You literally could be like, "Yeah, and you'll never work in this town again." And yeah, you probably wouldn't.
No, they had all the connections. Just some Can you imagine just the pubic hair? Just the mountains of pubic hair back then? But just the way that
Uh,
everybody was, like, drinking back then, and you look at even when you look at gangsters that were in the Detroit area, which I love doing, and so
yeah.
it was very everything was really wealth for power in a lot of ways. Even when you look at Rockefeller or you look at a lot of the people, the men that made America, the industry, they're all people that wanted power more than
Yeah.
just money. It was all about power and control.
Yeah.
Ford as well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but I don't know, it would be such a different time. I wonder when the best era and we're biased, obviously, but I'm like, yeah, if you were born in the 70s or 80s, 90s, like that to me, like, yeah, there were some protections, but you
Mhm.
you didn't have a connected world yet, which I think is going to be the death of all of society, it appears,
It is.
you know.
It's already
Um,
going. We
yeah.
we we lit the wick 6 years ago, but I don't, not to get bleak.
What do you mean? What do you think 6 years ago was the
COVID.
oh, COVID, yeah.
I
COVID woke a lot of people up though.
I don't know if it did, because you look at something, for example, okay, everybody screams about J6 and an insurrection, not to get political.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
But
Get
then
political.
you have Don Lemon and a bunch of other people storming a church, actually screaming about violence. Now, I don't care what side you're on. I think everybody has to admit this is just coming together in a horseshoe of extremism.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe it did wake a lot of people up, but right now I don't know, we're dealing with AI, we're dealing with lack of good education. I mean, half these people you see are teachers
Yeah.
in
Nurses.
in these protests wishing death on people.
I don't I can't figure it out. It's driving me insane. Like the big one this week that was going around was obviously all the ICE stuff. The 5-year-old kid, the picture of the 5-year-old kid. And depending on where you're getting your sources, like, oh my God, can you believe it? It's the Gestapo. And look at them. They kidnapped this 5-year-old. And you have teachers and politicians putting that out there like that's real, like that's what happened. Like there's nothing else to that story. I don't understand how actual adults can look at that and go, I bet there's more to that story.
They're blinded by, like you said, social media. You're being trained to believe one side or the other. And the one clip that I've noticed going around is George Carlin talking about how once you become your ideology, you then completely lose any ability to be an individual,
Yeah.
because all you will ever do is defend your ideology, and you're no longer human.
Yeah.
And you and I'll be accused of whatever for the same reason, because other people can't get behind everybody who's in politics is going to screw up and not work for you.
Yeah.
Bottom line, you're
For
not going to
sure.
like everything everybody has. If you have blind allegiance towards anybody, you're just not thinking. There's no and running around screaming all this rhetoric that's it's so dangerous
Right.
for
But
the
it, but
future.
but you can see, like, if you wanted to take like an ideology, this is how I think, this is how I feel, and we every time someone murders someone, you remove them from their kids, their wife.
Right.
Like if you just went and like photographed crying kids on a porch because the murderer father was just hauled off and went, look what they did, they abandoned these children, you like, yeah, I don't know, they took a murderer off the street, like.
Right. Well, I think there's such a gray area, and that's the part that I hate, where people say, like, it's a crime, they should all get out. Okay, no.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. I think if you've been here for a long time, they should push. I mean, the problem is how hard it is to get in. Not that I shouldn't say the problem, but the reality is it's hard to get in.
Yeah.
So if you find somebody who's been a tax-paying citizen, or whatever you want to call them, but paying taxes, working hard, they have children, they're a spoke on the wheel of society. let it go.
Yeah.
If you want to start going after people that are the cartel and issues involving drug runners, people bringing fentanyl in, actual criminals, people that do rape and kill women. Yeah, go after the people that are the problem. And
Right.
I think that's the problem is you can film anybody at the worst time and say this is what they do every day all the time. But
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And look, the incident in Minneapolis is pretty simple in my opinion. It's two morons colliding. You have a guy who's got a gun out holding a phone pointing it at a woman's face, but
Yeah.
you also have a woman who's so stupid she's there getting in the middle of a situation that's none of her goddamn business.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have when somebody's pulled over, I don't stop my car and see if I can white knight the situation to get
Ugh.
somebody out of trouble.
What?
Only a
Yeah.
dumb
retard. A retard inserts themselves into a situation, an ongoing situation like that.
to
Like,
defend an extremism that hates who they are.
yeah, it's
Sorry, guys, it's fine, but each side of it, it's like, but you insert yourself in this situation. I've known that when I've ran from cops or messed with cops, there could be repercussions.
hundred
But
percent.
like, and when you driving at somebody and they get out of the way, or they don't get out of the way, yeah, they might shoot. Yes, I think it was excessive. The problem is I can't say that it wasn't. I can't say it was illegal.
Yeah.
But in my own opinion, it was excessive. Now, her being shot based on her personality, totally understand. But I'm saying in that particular moment, the way that the wheel was
Yeah.
turned for the situation,
Yeah.
that shouldn't have happened that way. But
Dude, there's an easy way that we can guarantee that our lesbian poets are not going to get shot in the face.
correct.
Easy. And that's go fucking home, lady. Go home.
Right.
What are you doing here? There's a legal operation going on here. You see this trunk full of warrants? We're out doing our job and executing these warrants. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with the fucking courts. You, lesbian poet, pulling into the middle of this and fucking blowing whistles and ranting and raving.
Blowing rape whistles while people are trying to do their job.
You might get shot in the face. And I would be like, yeah, I would have shot her too with that personality. That would have been my take. But I'm, I've often said Officer Walters would be a shoot first, ask questions later cop.
Sure.
That would be my go-to. Like you give me the stink eye sideways and I'm putting one in your knee. That's why I'm not a cop. I just know I wouldn't have the patience. These guys are saintly at this point.
Oh my God. It's like if you watch any movie where they find drug money, I'm not going to bring that in. There's going to be $1 million sitting there. It's like, I'm going to bring in 63,000.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you can keep the drugs so I don't get caught with it, but yeah, I'm going to keep the money.
Yeah.
That's getting buried under my doghouse for a little while.
Yeah.
And then, later on when I retire,
yeah.
It's like a Detroit cop in the 80s. You just wonder, why it's a big house. How do they have a boat that's so nice?
Yeah.
So
hell of a pension.
Yes. Wow, that's great. They must pay you a lot. What is that? Roughly $100,000 a month?
Yeah.
But I understand that many of these agents take it too far, which is a problem when you're taking a screenshot to get your job off of TV. That's like, hey, did you just lose your job to a minority? How would you like to go and
beat
some?
The shit out of them?
Yeah, just get this QR code off your TV, and you can go take that chip on your shoulder out on a maid.
How would you like a $50,000 signing bonus to kick the shit out of the guy that took your gig?
Can you imagine twice the price of a police officer, and you can go and get the Somali that may have taken your job? Not that a Somali took the job. Most of them seem to be on the welfare state, but you know what I'm saying.
You ever think that your past Hitlerian views were going to stop you from earning a living? Think again.
Yes. It's bonuses. Bring us just the scalps and we'll pay you a quarter. Yeah, it's absurd, but it's like we do have to stop. You can't just allow all these people here because you look at Paris, you look at England, and honestly, I'll just say it, even though I'm close to Dearborn, Islam is a terrorist cell and should be stopped and banned in America. I have no problem saying it.
I know.
It's a huge huge problem. Extreme Islam is a huge problem.
They don't
There's
want you alive, period.
correct.
You
There's
you
videos of them chanting, saying
chanting.
death to America,
Yeah.
death to everybody else. This is who you're defending. This is and also in Minneapolis, it's Aline Omar, Ilian, whatever the lady
Ilhan
that
Omar.
married, yeah, who
Yeah.
married her brother, literally married her brother.
Yeah.
Um, this lady who's worth 30 million and now has to go and answer for her crimes, along with Tim Walz, the biggest pussy I've ever
Oh
seen as
my
a
God.
governor.
It's
And these
crazy.
dude, billions of dollars through fake daycare. What are you protesting?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is your money. I understand that I don't want my money also sent to other countries like Ukraine and stuff. I get that. But also, this is right in your own backyard where they're just siphoning your local dollar and sending it back over to Somalia, where
Yeah.
they've never had wealth, as far as I know.
No, or education or anything else. It's
No.
the definition of a third world shithole, one of the worst on planet Earth.
Yes.
And
And
yeah, it's
go ahead. Sorry.
no, it doesn't make any sense. But I nothing happens in a vacuum, and you could see what was going on during the Biden administration, where it was like, open the door and go, everybody, go. We don't have time to check shit. And the irony of it being during COVID and not even checking for COVID. And this, I haven't even heard anyone dispute Trump when he's like, they took their jails and emptied them. They emptied their nut houses and mental institutions. You don't even hear anyone go dispute that.
No, because they know it's true. They don't want, you're not going to send your best.
No, of course not. Which is why well, maybe you have, but most people had never even heard the name Tren de Aragua until 3 years ago.
Of course.
Some Venezuelan fucking terrorist gang is all of a sudden in Houston. What? They're hanging out in Colorado. What?
And taking over buildings.
Yeah.
It's not okay. And look at Venezuela. You're talking about a guy who was taken out of the country who is a warlord.
Yeah, Maduro.
Yes. Why are you defending him? Moderna, well, they're both terrorists.
Yeah.
But one's just hires people locally.
Yeah.
But no, you're taking a guy out who has tortured and killed citizens for how long? You have a country of people celebrating, and we're not even being lied to when they go, you're there for oil. Good.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I don't care if it's cheap. The idea that freedom is just this thing that's arbitrary while you fight for, you call people fascists while you say there should be communism. It makes absolutely no sense.
0 sense.
You have trans people handing out brochures for communism.
Yeah, which is hilarious too. It shows how entitled these people really are. I just wish we had a media.
Yeah, they'll cut a gay guy's dick off even if he wants to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. Before tossing him off the fucking building top. But I look at it and I can't wrap my head around the media aspect of it is what I come back to. Like the goal is to get Trump. Like, okay, so every word that comes out of his mouth is obviously Hitlerian and evil and fascist, and he's only trying to line his own pockets. Got it. So, but you can't have an honest discussion about, illegal immigration in the country or Greenland, for instance. Greenland, like when you look into it, and I'm no expert, but when you look into it, it's like, oh yeah, for literally 200 years, this has been something that powerful leaders in America have focused on. Right. And none of them have done shit about it. But
none of them ever do.
Right. And so if you listen to one side, it's like, he's just going in and he's just going to rape and pillage like he's a pirate from, Greenland. And it's like, yeah, that's not at all it. And to act like, yeah, he just wants some trophy for himself. It's like, yeah, it'd be much better if you just went, okay, here's the reality about Greenland and why this would be a key thing, just like Alaska was, and just like, and any other land, acquired, whatever.
I forgot. Let me look it up. Cut
what are you thinking?
Out. No,
what's that?
There was a law. It was a propaganda
While you
law.
look that up, I should mention, if you're listening, I think I'm going to drop this. We recorded this. Dave and I have been talking about doing this forever. DaveLandau.com, at Landau Dave on the socials. Party of One is the name of his book. Go get it. It's one of the best books I've ever read. And if you panned around this room in here and saw all the books that I have read, especially biographies of people, that's my jam. And I stand by Dave's book is one of the best books I've ever read. It's so well written. It's so funny. It's heartbreaking. It's awesome. It's really, really good. So go get Party of One. You can get that at davelandau.com or, Amazon, wherever you get books. And then if you're listening to this, today's Friday, the 23rd, January 24th, you're going to be in Lansing. Do I have that right, at the Urban Beat?
Yes, it's a 5 p.m. show because it was, I don't know why, but it's probably good because there's lots of snow coming. So
yeah.
come
Well, it
on
looks
out.
like it's missing you guys. It looks like that storm that's going to be like the end all be all is going right under Detroit, and going up all the way to New York or something. But I don't know. But it's sweeping through the Midwest. I mean, it's 70 where I am, so I don't really care. But
It's -17 with the wind chill.
nice.
I was outside and I went in a building for like 10 minutes and I came out and my windshield was partially frozen.
Really?
It's not cool at all. I
Yeah,
hate it.
brutal. So yeah, that drive into Lansing, you're right on the edge of where that lake effect comes into play. You get a lot more snow there, so be careful, everybody, if you're going out. But go check it out. Urban Beat in Lansing, you'll be there, and then the website has all Dave's dates as well, so you can
check it out.
Yeah, I noticed you're going to be in North Carolina for 6 months. It looked like.
There's a show called Chris and Chris, are the two Chris's radio show.
Okay.
Two guys named Chris. Why am I blanking on it?
All right.
And they put together a tour with comedians that do well in radio on there. And so I'm just on that tour for those weekends.
Okay. Yeah. I see you're in Florida, and then it was like North Carolina. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's got quite a buzz going on in North Carolina. That's awesome.
I don't mind. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it.
What were you looking up?
Oh, it was the Smith-Mundt Act in 2012. It basically repealed when Obama had repealed it. It allowed for propaganda to kind of run wild, which is why you've noticed since 2013, every single news channel is sort of an extremist viewpoint, as opposed to not necessarily the truth. And the way they have to apologize for it is maybe just say, maybe we were wrong about that, or put something in the credits.
Yeah.
So you kind of are allowed to say whatever you want. And it's really becoming, I think, very dangerous, which is why I guess why we're even talking about it. I also have a book on juggalos. So, I mean, there's that.
Wait a minute. I've read that book.
Yeah, it's good, by Steve Miller.
Yeah, Steve Miller. I interviewed him.
Oh, I have Cosbyology right here. I have Bill Cosby.
He was great. He was great back in the day. I mean, to some people. Oops.
Wait, hold on.
Did you get muted?
I'm not muted anymore. He was great, but yeah, this is signed to my dad.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is 1986. We know you will eventually, Tom, we know you will enjoy and appreciate this book for years to come. Love, Ron and Yuta. That's my aunt and uncle. So this is an actual 1986 copy of Bill Cosby's
signed
Fatherhood.
by Bill?
It's not signed by Bill Cosby.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that lucky, because then it would be worth dozens of dollars.
Dozens, yeah.
Oh, wait, maybe. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, that looks like Cosby.
Right? I don't know. I don't know if it comes with the book or if it's ink, though. I can't tell. It's old copy.
Dude, you should take a picture of it. Send it to me. I'll post it on I have one of my Facebook groups is autograph memorabilia, and they'll tell you who signed it and if it's legit.
Yeah, I'm very careful with that stuff too.
Well, dude, you're like me.
I got my son an Eminem autograph, and it was legit for Christmas.
Those are rare.
They're very hard, and it's back when he just signed it shady.
Yeah. I have a couple of his too from years ago that I think are real,
Keep
but
holding these up. Go on.
It's still one of the craziest stories ever. It just
Dude.
is.
Sorry.
The most prolific rapist in American history.
And also America's dad.
Yeah. The black community must be like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I know, they're like, we united everyone with this guy.
The whole country was a #1 family show in America. He was America's dad.
Let's just read a bit.
All right.
Now I know that many discuss this. It's just me thinking out loud. Now I know that many distinguished psychologists feel that kicking butt is a reversion. Is that a word? To the Stone Age. But kids may have paid more attention in the Stone Age. When a father said, "No shrinking heads this week," his boy must have listened. That's good comedy.
Yeah.
So that was his kind of style. Very clean.
Yeah. What is he
He's
talking
around,
about?
Well, I don't know. He's around here somewhere, one of my daughters said. They were French underground hiding one of their heroes from the Nazis. So he goes around.
What?
This one says, I'm just going to put random stuff. Hold on.
Okay.
During the performance, I put a pill in her drink. It erupted. Well, that's interesting.
No, he did not write that. Well, he
did.
might have.
It's verbatim. No, I'm kidding. He did a whole thing on Spanish Fly.
Oh my God. He put it on vinyl. He did it on Larry King.
Yeah, just talked about you give the girls the Spanish Fly and then they get all horny and then you I'd rape them. I'd have sex with them when they were not conscious.
Yeah, it's fucking
This whole
hilarious.
thing is just about mixing drinks.
Is it really? Is that what is it? Is that a joke book or is that real?
It's essays and observations from the Doctor of Comedy. By the way, ex-doctor, because all those universities took back their PhDs, Mr. Cosby.
Sorry, yeah, Mister. By the way, Dave, you're very much like me with the memorabilia, autographs, that kind of stuff. You love that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think if I remember correctly, didn't you last year get a bunch of people like O.J. Simpson autograph jerseys?
I did.
Or something?
I got my brother and Matt McClowry an autographed O.J. Simpson jersey that were authenticated. My brother put a glove and a knife inside of it and then hung it up.
Oh my God, that's great.
Matt's is hanging on the stairs. But this year I got my brother's Randy Quaid's autograph.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the hat that he wears and it says "Shitters Full."
Yeah.
And Randy Quaid signed that. And I love that stuff. My favorite possession is I have an original release of Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On," signed by Marvin Gaye.
Wow. So I'm assuming that's before his dad shot him?
It is just before. It was moments before.
Yeah.
Some would say that the guy getting the autograph may have instigated the whole thing.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
But it's from that time. But yes, this is before his dad killed his own son, one of the greatest singers to ever live.
Yeah, sexual healing, man. That was
Let's Get It On.
Let's Get It On.
What's Going On itself.
Yeah.
Nowhere to Run.
Yeah. Amazing.
He's got so many good hits.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that old Motown, Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
You have so many people they just cranked out hits, and he was one of them. He also took a lot of hits of a crack pipe, which I think is what had his dad so upset about him later in life.
Yeah.
He smoked crack and his dad smoked him.
Yeah. Was he that is part of the story, right? He was a big crackhead.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, Dave, it's been so long since I talked to you. And I was just looking at, before we came in, because you and I have been talking about doing, a once a week show forever. It drives me nuts that I'm not still in Michigan. This would have been perfect. So we finally were able to pull this off. That's why we're here today. But I was looking at it. I'm like, Normal World ended.
Yes.
And I haven't talked to you about that. You played Little Caesars Arena. Did Rogan's show.
Yes.
You had a Gutfeld appearance that might be one of the funniest fucking appearances I've ever seen anyone have on television.
Thank you.
From a couple months ago, probably. Where it was, and I wish I would have pulled the clip, but it's just rapid fire for about 3 minutes straight, just bang, bang. Do you know the one I'm talking about? You've been on there so many times, but
it might be the one about people using dead people's fat to make their asses bigger.
I don't remember that. There was a guy on the panel who couldn't even. He was like, "Dude, I just have to acknowledge."
The Marine.
Yeah, the Marine that was like, I just have to stop and acknowledge what the fuck. This dude's hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that episode, I was like, dude, this is unbelievable. I don't know how much going into that, or if that's, lots of people have said Dave's one of the, if not the fastest guy in comedy. It's incredible, but it's like, I was watching that going, he must know beforehand. Like these are too good and too fast.
You get some topics, but for the most part, you don't know the question you're going to be asked.
Yeah.
So you might have to read up on things, but you really don't know. And then it's news, so it can switch last minute. So there's it's very organic.
Yeah. That's got to be a fun show.
It is. It's really fun to do. It's that one, Comics Unleashed is very much scripted. And you kind of just tell your joke like a story. But this one is very, you have to just be kind of, you should be ready when he gets to you. And what he says might catch you off guard. And he does that with me a lot.
Yeah, he does that with the comics a lot.
Yeah, he wants to throw you, but in a good way. He's not trying to be a dick. He's just trying to make it so you come out with something different than what other people have already said.
Is that super intimidating, being on a live set like that, where it's, it's not just you and like me and you right now. Like, I don't know what you're going to say. You don't know what I'm going to say. But, we're comfortable enough. But on a set like that, where you've got 5 people and a host and, it's like, your turn. You've got 10 seconds. Go. Like, I would think that would be almost harder to do than anything.
I think it used to be. When you first get there, it is because there's certain things you don't want to say because you don't want to get, I don't know, to the point where you're not allowed on the show anymore or blacklisted. But so you do have to walk a fine line and also come up with stuff quick enough to where the audience is laughing. Or in my case, groaning really hard because I'm getting away with whatever on TV. And that's something I really enjoy. Like, I enjoy the fact that a lot of times on that show, I know people at home are laughing, even if the studio audience is caught off guard.
Which is kind of funny, too, because when they groan, it's like they know they should be laughing right there, but they're like not supposed to.
Yeah, so they feel like, oh shit, like, is the camera on me laughing at this joke?
Right. Because no one at home, no one in the history of home viewing has groaned on their couch.
Ever.
No one.
Without it, like maybe the JFK. Well, that was years later. Nobody saw it. I mean, it's really got to be something spectacular for people to be doing that.
Yeah.
And to a joke, never.
Yeah.
People have a better sense of humor, or they just don't get it than they show in public. I found that out over years of comedy. Like, they just either don't understand humor, because I think the study says 1 in 4 people just don't, and they play along.
Really?
And it's some outrageous number that Michael Malice told me, but it's way more than you'd think.
Dude, that sounds crazy. Like 25% of people, I don't even know what that would be. Like, they don't get it, or they don't.
I don't think they grasp it. They may not find it funny or grasp most things that. They don't really get sarcasm, or even if it is just over the top, they don't understand. So they just kind of play along. I don't know for sure if those are the stats, by the way, but there is a large number of the population that do not get humor.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to be for everyone. And that's just something I've learned to be. But in that moment, it's fun. And that's what I like about it is it's exhilarating.
I imagine Gutfeld, like, after the show is like, dude, that was like, he's never said anything like, hey man, you came close to a line there.
No, he's always like, dude, that was killer. Great job. This joke. Yeah, always. He's very supportive.
Yeah.
And that's that's one of the things I like about doing that show is how supportive he is. The only thing is you might, every now and then, I'm sure they cut a couple things you might say, but they just don't want letters written to them or about whatever. There's also a time constraint.
Yeah.
So you have to do what you can in a short amount of time. And I think, but it's fun, dude. It's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And people either with that show too, they love it or hate it because it's a bipartisan thing. But I think you should go anywhere on any show.
Sure. Yeah. You'd go on CNN if they invited you.
I'd go on The View if they invited me. They wouldn't like me, but it's like what Norm Macdonald used to do.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Norm was great at that.
Yeah, he would sit there. One of my favorite internet clips is Norm on The View saying, "Hey, do you guys remember when Bill Clinton killed a guy?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Norm, you can't just say this." And he's like, "But I thought it was public knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't understand."
And he kept bringing it up.
He never stopped the whole time, and he never denied it.
Yeah. My favorite Norm clip of all time is still Conan O'Brien with, what's her name? The actress from Melrose Place.
Oh, Heather Locklear.
No, not Heather. Not Heather. The one she was in a Chairman of the Board, the movie with Carrot Top.
Oh, that was brilliant,
dude. That Chairman of the Board thing. Yeah, what are you gonna do with that, smart ass? He's like, it's the Chairman of the Board. Is that spelled B-O-R-E-D?
He goes, "Why didn't you just call it box office poison?"
Yes. It's still one of my, like, it's so good. What is her name? Not Courtney Cox.
I don't remember her name. So
yeah. The other thing, the End of Normal World, I got a bunch of fucking email from people that were crushed with the End of Normal World. Yeah. How's that been? It's been a few months.
I haven't gone one day without getting an email, a message, comments about bringing back Normal World. It sucks that it got canceled in a way where I don't want to say blindsided, but they did pull it off very suddenly.
Yeah.
And right now I'm in talks with offers from a few different places.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly where I'm going to go. Blaze is one of them. I mean, I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's what happens when a successful show gets canceled.
Dude, I wasn't going to say anything, but I remember it, like, not to bore people with numbers and stuff, but that was not a failing show.
No. Everybody who I've shown the numbers to are quite impressed.
Yeah, it's really hard to get numbers these days.
It was on for 2.5, not even 2.5 years. And
is that it?
Like, dude, I mean, we did pretty well for ourselves considering, but a large part of it was behind the scenes too.
Yeah, of course, it always is.
Yeah, it always is. It's certain people didn't be in ways they should have, and unfortunately, that affects everyone and everything. But for the most part, it was a really good time.
It's so funny too, not to get anyone in trouble, but even I was there, I don't know, 4 times, 5 times. And it's like, you could see like people that no one's ever heard of, never been on camera. And it's like, this fucking guy again. You know what I mean? Like in the background, no one knows who it is. And it's like, why are people having to deal with a pain in the ass from this dude, Yeah.
Oh, there was so many issues. And I can't, Angela did a really great job with the show. And, McClure was a great writer. And I think it sucks because I think if people had I don't know though. I can't really blame anybody because it was a success.
Yeah.
And the last couple months, it's really sucked that it's not on the air because there's so much fodder.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff we could have had, man, that is just brilliant with sketches and the way the world is. And unfortunately, we don't have Normal World, which is the perfect named show.
It's perfect
for what's going on right now. And
do you own that name, by the way?
No, it's not my page anymore.
Yeah.
Sure, I built it.
Yeah. Who came up with it? Was that yours? It's such a great name. It's such a great name.
Yeah, me and Bryce and Angela created the show.
Yeah.
and McClowery wrote, and we created the pilot. I funded it, and we put it together in Normal World. I mean, I think I still have a copyright for it, but I can't. I'm not a litigious person. So, but part of it is, yeah, that was mine. That was my page, and I was trying to get out of a situation with another show. Yeah, Crowder, we'll just say it,
Yeah.
and I didn't go over the contract as thoroughly as I should have. I didn't realize what I was giving away, and now they have it. And I wish I've now learned a lesson multiple times. And I'm not saying anything bad about them. I understand, but I've now learned a lot of lessons in this business where, Anthony and I had a handshake.
Yeah. Anthony's a handshake dude. You can tell by listening to him for years. That's the kind of cat he is. It's how Drew is in a lot of ways.
Drew is in a lot of ways as well. Yeah, Drew's great.
Yeah.
So you have certain people you work with, and then there's kind of things you have to look out for. And I'm not saying that I can't say they did anything wrong. It's their channel. They can do what they want with it. But we were ignored, and people were not paying attention to how special the show actually was.
Yeah.
And they could have done a way better job with actually caring about it for it to take off. And that as we are in negotiations to possibly do something else, I'll say that.
That's awesome. Well,
it's true. And it sucks because I don't want to say anything bad, because when I came out about Crowder, I had to deal with a bunch of shit. Yeah. And the only reason why I did that was to protect other people from lawsuits, because I didn't know where that was going to go, or from lies coming out. And the truth is I just wanted to walk away from that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in any situation where I was talking about people. And in hindsight, it was so childish how that worked out. And I may have reacted poorly in some senses, and I know he did in many senses, but one of us will admit wrongdoing, and it's never going to be him.
Yeah. Yeah. I know those people.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's just admit you were being an asshole, and then this can all work out and we can be friends. But other people can't seem to do that.
I don't think that's ever going to happen in that case. I'll be honest with you.
Neither do I.
Yeah. And if you were the only one and everybody else spoke glowingly behind the scenes, that would be one thing. But that's, and I know that's not the case. You can find lots of people who will say the same thing as you.
Well, when somebody's whole thing is they can't be wrong, it's very hard for them to even admit that to you.
Yeah.
And I'll say that, there was probably I shouldn't say probably. I've done shitty things because I was pissed, but nothing to the extent that wasn't earned.
Yeah.
But I do, I think I should have handled things differently, but hindsight's 20/20.
Dude, we all say that all the time.
Well, and even with my show, I brought people on who, dude, they ended up being massive headaches for the Blaze. That huge problem. Oh yeah. Like,
what do you mean?
A couple people that I brought on to work.
Actually work. Yeah.
Yeah. Were massive issues.
Yeah.
And it's because there was no defining structure of whose show it was, or what to create, or what was due, or expectations to be met, or who to even talk to if you had a problem. So when all of that would go on, and let's say you wanted to get a skit done. Well, we got one guy who now doesn't, we saw how he was editing it. We said, hey, this is supposed to look like, for example, Sports Center. You made it look like something that no one can relate to. Yeah, it just looks awful. Yeah. And it's not because you're not talented. It's just because you're not getting what we're trying to do. Can you re-edit it? So then he steals the copy of it for 4 months until it's irrelevant. And he still has a job. Little stuff like that where everybody's being taken seriously except for the host of the show, who says, I want this to explode and do well. And I really want people to succeed. And they go and they keep on a train wreck.
Yeah. It's so hard for me to understand. Now, I've dealt with this too, with people that I've brought in, and they've turned into a much bigger headache in my life than anyone on the show or anything like that. Like, you wouldn't believe, well, you would believe it, but
I believe it.
I wouldn't have believed it. And here's why, because when I worked on the Drew and Mike show, like there was no question who the guy was. That, like, to me, when you look at Normal World and everyone there's really talented at what they do. Angela's one of my favorites. She's unbelievable. That said, one is a nationally recognized touring star comedian, and then you have your team. It was no different with the Drew and Mike show. And so if I produced, I don't know, 90% of the Cliff Notes theaters. And there were times, I worked fucking hours on something, and Drew would come in and go, I don't like this. This isn't what I had in mind. Can we do a different music or something? Like I just can't imagine being like, well, fuck you. I know better than you, Drew. Who do you think you are? Like,
right.
Like in what world? Like that was so easy for me, for Mark to see in real time. Like, okay, there's your star. What he says goes. That's the end of discussion. Let's go. We all win together.
That's how it was with Crowder. I'm not saying that because he wasn't wrong. It was his show. So if he asked you to change something, I didn't question him. I changed it. Or I would say, hey, let me try this way. And I was so sure of it that every time I did it, it worked. But it wasn't, hey, I know better than you. It's, I'm your sidekick. I'm not going to, it's your thing that you built.
Yeah.
And that's what I even said at the end was, I'm like, it's yours. It's not mine. I didn't do this. This is not something I even like. This is your babe. Like, and I would have never said it has to be this way. It has to be this way. And on my show, like if an editor would have talked to him like that, he'd have fired him right away. But I give him credit for that. I really do when I look at it in hindsight. Because instead, you let people walk all over you.
Yeah.
Or you give people too much slack.
Too many chances.
You get the opposite effect. And I think that's actually something that in hindsight, I look at him and go, no, I wish I would have just had the power to go get out of here. But me and QB was brought in. He did exactly what he could. He was brought in to co-host when he could and perform in sketches. That was it. That was his deal. I didn't know that. That's the deal they made. So he did exactly what he was held up to on his contract. My contract was much different, where it was much more responsibility, and I had to put the show together, and that's fine. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's fine. So you learn as you go. But the thing that you do expect is the people that you've helped to help you once you get them to a certain place financially, comfortably. And instead, you learn that no good deed goes unpunished, as hackney as that is to say. And they just want more from you. And then they're pissed off when they're not getting everything they want. That show became things where I said, this sketch is way too long every time.
Yeah.
Never changed. I would say, please change this. Nobody listened. Dave's being a dick. It doesn't. So, I had to learn that lesson of who works professionally and who doesn't. And I'm not, again, this is not against the Blaze. I do wish that they would have handled a lot of their employees better. I'm not going to pretend that I don't, because they needed to. But at the same time, I think they also thought that because we came in as a crew, we knew how to manage it and work together. But the truth is you can't be on the show and also be the boss of everything at the same time. And I didn't have a runner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the reason it's hard for me is because you can do that, and Drew did it, and he wasn't a dick to anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
but Drew, I love doing his show. It's awesome. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
No. I just mean like in the context of that, like that's the part that's just hard for me to grasp because I saw it firsthand, even at Normal World. At times, it's like, why would anyone question? If Dave says to do this, then that's what we do. It's like that just made sense to me. Like. With the Drew and Mike show, there's obviously a hierarchy, and it's like, well, Drew's obviously top of that ladder, and when he goes, dude, this is way too long. We gotta shave 3 minutes out of this 8-minute thing. We can max out at 5. It was like, got it, boss, no problem. Bang, bang, bang. Like there was no like, oh, what an asshole. He hates my work. Fuck him. Like no, ever. It was like he's got a clock in his head. He's seeing the whole picture, and that's his responsibility. So. Like that's just the way it is.
No, and it's staying in your lane. I mean, you don't bring in the dishwasher and ask him to be head chef. And it's part of just do what you do best. And if you're the
Yeah.
editor, don't try to act in everything. Don't try to take over everything. Don't try to make it your show.
Right.
Don't try. And there were so many issues with this where even Angela, much to her credit, when you look at her, every time somebody was let go, she had a new job to take on.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
it's
know.
so yeah, she's doing 9 different things by the time we get to this point, and then I'm at home with Matt writing the show, putting it together, getting stuff done, and it becomes a process that should just be fun, but now there's people resenting each other. But I could see the writing on the wall in the sense of, okay, well, if we don't figure this out and we don't figure out how we want to do this well every show and have fun, we're going to lose it.
Yep.
And then we lost it, and now people are upset that we lost it, and that goes for both sides. And I knew that would happen. And
Yeah.
it sucks because Drew he had the authority to control his people the same way Howard Stern did. I didn't because it wasn't my show. It was called Normal World, and it was as much the editor's show as mine.
Yeah.
And that's what sucked about it is
Yeah.
you didn't get these final says and these things you wanted to really put out there. And it's a bummer because it was really a joy to do. And
Yeah.
I hope that I'm able to do something else. But a lot of people blame Glenn. Glenn didn't have anything to do with that. You can love him or hate his politics.
Oh,
But
Glenn Beck.
he liked the show. He had no
Yeah.
issue with me being there. So I see people go after him, and it's like, guys, he's not the issue.
Yeah, they're just going after the name they know.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
the face of a company. But the reality is it has to do with, I think you have to pay a little more attention to what's going on when somebody's coming to you so many times about things. And that's not just speaking for myself, but you have to start caring about what you're putting out there. I mean, you really have to focus on it. And I think that was the problem with that show and a few other shows that were let go or had left. And I do believe that I could have got the show to stay on the air, but at that point, I don't know what it would have been worth. But I feel cheated out of it. And I feel cheated out of it, not just by them, but by people who really, like, that was Angela's job. She's unemployed.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything to the person who either still works there or has 5 other jobs.
Right.
This mattered to us. This mattered for me to sell tickets. And that's what sucks is.
Well, it sounds like people will be excited to know that there's talk of stuff. And the good thing is, Dave, you will have learned 1,000 lessons, even if you couldn't write them all down right now. And the next time going through, it'll be like
a lid sip. Go ahead.
I hate that's so embarrassing. Do you feel like a fool? The lid sip. Oh my God, that's so humiliating.
You ever walk into a glass door drunk?
I've done it sober.
Oh yeah, I think I have too. I remember I was going to go ask this young lady, Amy Miller, out, who was gorgeous. Yeah. And I walked. I finally got the confidence. I'm in the backyard. I'm like, I'm going to go right in there and do it. And I just walked right into a glass door and fell down.
Nice.
It was.
Did you still go? Did you pick yourself up and go ask her out like a man?
No. I got drunker, and I don't remember the rest of the night.
Oh my God, dude. I was thinking at one point we should do a show, Dave, where we just solicit people's worst party stories.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun to go through, like have people email in their stories or set something up where we can record them telling their stories or even interview them and go through, like, I think of some of the nights you had, some of the nights I had when we were young and dumb. I bet everybody's got that story.
I don't know anybody who's had a perfect batting average who's ever drank or done any kind of drug. So I would love to hear the stories and what people have been through. It's why I wrote my book, and the number of people who relate to it, I'm really honored. Like, they come up to me at shows and tell me it's helped them for whatever reason, or they relate to whatever for whatever reason. So it's nice to know you're not the only person who made these giant, colossal mistakes.
Isn't that's kind of the wildest thing to me? Like the times that I've like told a story about that's really personal, something really embarrassing, something like, I got addicted to this, or I fucked up and I did that. And it's like your immediate thought for someone like you and me is like, okay, this is the end. They're all going to hate me now. And then you go out and that's when you get the most reaction from people and they go, dude, I could relate so much to that. I went through the same thing. You're like, wow, everybody's fucked up. I had no idea.
That's why I started talking about it on stage, because everybody has their demons. I think everybody, unless you're a sociopath, I think everybody has their own insecurity and their own issues and their own stuff they're working through. So I think it's fun. And then somebody will tell me their story. And sometimes some of the stories make me feel, like I was a Mormon youth pastor.
Yeah. Right.
It's pretty bananas what people out there are willing to do.
Hey, I know I've kept you long here, but if you've got just a couple more minutes, I'm dying to know how Little Caesars Arena was.
Amazing.
Or go ahead. Shane Gillis was playing there. It's still mind blowing to me that a guy, that any of you guys with a fucking microphone and a stool can fill 40,000 seats. Like, it's crazy. It's bananas.
It's mind blowing to me. I opened for Chappelle in his prime in 2004, and it was like 2,000. No, it was 7,000 people. But
7,000.
This is a guy who was on Compound Media with me and has used to open for me in Pennsylvania.
What?
Shane? Yeah, I've known Shane a long time.
Shane used to open for you in his home state of Pennsylvania?
Dude, it not just like for me and Matt, he was the host.
Really?
He always had something though, but I think the more that he's become the character of his dad, it's certainly stuck with the country. But he always, from the first time I saw him, there was a talent there.
Yeah.
That was obvious. And it's just the 2-year hiatus he had after being canceled, whatever, obviously he's been paid back in spades.
Yeah.
But and I do mean that as in a lot, not as in anyway.
Yeah, I got
but
you.
Yeah,
not allowed to call him that anymore, Dave.
Well, you're not. I'm anyway. So yeah, I walked out. It was 18,000 people. It's very hard to bomb in front of 18,000, and it was just killer. I mean, from the moment I started talking, and I love Detroit fans because when you're doing good or you're in the zone and you're having fun, they do too.
Yeah.
And I think that's why so many really great artists play here, and you don't see a ton of mediocrity.
Yeah.
But it was great. I just came out. I brought my wife, my brother, my friends that we were hanging in the green room after. Super humble guy. Just has a fridge of Bud Light, some chicken and some cheese.
Yeah.
And an Xbox that he leaves there.
So what was like Shane Gillis? And I watch it. He's undeniable at this point. So funny. But what? So when was this? When he would he would be the host for you and Matt? Like, what year are we talking?
10, 11 years ago.
So what was Gillis like? What was he doing then? What was his material like then? Was he the same kind of?
It was a derivative of Louis C.K.
Meaning?
When you start, you kind of do versions of comics that you like because you're getting used to it.
Right.
So you can watch somebody on stage. When you watched me, and there are also people that may share a similar sensibility with you. Him and Louis have a similar sensibility. I used to get that a lot with Attell. I used to get that a lot with Bob Newhart. Tim Allen I get now. So it's sort of
the grunting on stage. Is that what it is?
That's what it is. And how I always say more power is my punchlines.
Uh-huh.
Right. You know that.
Yeah.
And I have and I'm Dave the Cool Man Taylor in my new sitcom.
Yeah, and the coke habit back years ago. Yeah,
well, that we can certainly relate on. Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Both have mug shots, great mug shots. Yeah, I get it. I see it now
with mustaches.
Yes, I love it. Yeah,
we both have mustache mug shots, except clearly. Yeah. Yes.
So how long
I've opened for him too. He's great.
Is
many
he?
years ago. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
A lot of stories about those days, the drug days and stuff, which I
Yeah.
enjoyed. But yeah, Shane was very, but he would kill and he had confidence, and then he slowly grew into himself. So he would become calmer. And I watched him kind of evolve to that thing where when you get on SNL, they want you to be malleable, which
Yeah.
means they want to kind of make you.
Right.
So he was still green when he got that. But by the time he had the 2-year hiatus, he learned to be himself and a real comic. And then you saw the explosion. So he discovered that himself without the assist of SNL, to the point that now he's hosting SNL. And it's interesting to watch just all of that take place and walking out there. And what I think is great is it's just 18,000 people who love Shane, but they love comedy.
Yeah.
And they're there because maybe they don't know him and their friend brought them. Maybe they're diehard fans, but they're there because they just want to watch comedy. But the idea that you're in a place where you should be watching Guns N' Roses and it's me alone
Yeah.
on stage, or you
Dude,
should be watching.
I've watched Guns N' Roses in that stadium.
That's what I mean. There's
Like, for real.
yeah, AC/DC was at, I think, Ford Field just before, and I don't know if we had as many people. We might have. I don't know. But I
Wow.
mean, it was 18,000, and now he's going to play, I think it's 52,000.
Yeah.
So, which is, I think it beats Kevin Hart's average in Philly, and I can't even imagine. I can't imagine what that's like. It's got to be wonderful,
Yeah.
but it's a level that no one has ever seen. That's the reality.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple. I mean, Dice had a run.
Not that though. Not
Well,
52,000. No, this is breaking
yeah,
all
you're right.
records.
You're right. Because he was like Madison Square Garden famous,
He
which,
got Madison Square Garden before that was ever heard of, but now
right.
now there's like 100, not 100, but there's probably 30 comics that can fill it now, which is absurd.
Yeah.
At least you have like Sebastian Maniscalco, Louis, Shane, like there's a lot of people that could have played Madison Square Garden now, and Shane just did multiple nights, and
Yeah.
Louis would do that as well. So
Burr did that for a minute too. I don't know
Burr
that
did
Burr
that.
could still do that. He seems to have kind of gone to a weird place, if I'm being honest.
His crowds turned a bit on him. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
I don't know him, so
Yeah.
yeah.
It is weird. How long? Last thing, Dave, and thank you for all the time, and I can't wait to do it again. But how long does it take when you're a club kid trying to, like where Shane was, where I'm sure you were,
When we murder a guy named Angel because we're club kids selling ecstasy.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
No, a guy like you, they're like, oh yeah, I see it. I can see who his influences are before you get to like that confidence of having your own voice. And it's like, no, I'm not Louis C.K. I'm Dave Landau, and is that a year? Is that 5 years? I feel like that process is longer than people even realize.
I'll put it the way Colin Quinn put it because I agree. You get it at 7, then you really get it at 13. Then you got to keep going because it evolves.
Like 7 years, 13 years?
7 years, 13 years, and then it continues to evolve to where you're really you. I mean, to where you're really a version of yourself if you're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just doing what works. You have a lot of people that are hitting it big pretty quickly, but they're also doing, hey, these quick, dark one-liners that are kind of regurgitated, but we know you wrote them, but they're still not. They're not memorable necessarily, but you were seen by enough people online that you can sell a room. There's that element to it, but there's a difference between seeing somebody, to me, who you just have seen on the internet and having a real connection with someone.
Yeah.
And that's rare, and that's what fills those places, and it's really something I've never seen before. So that is a plus side to the internet and comedy, is more people become aware of you and who you actually are, whether it's through podcasts, whether it's through stand-up, then they really could before, and you don't have to deal with nearly as many gatekeepers, and you can
Yeah.
prove yourself without having to prove everything. You can go, well, this is my page, this is all these people who watched it, this is who likes it, this is
Right.
who, you know,
Yeah.
so
And you're not waiting for one person that's a gatekeeper to pass you.
oh, I waited,
You
yeah, I
you
waited
could yeah.
every late night show I got and every late night show I lost because one was they were taking too long to book me because they wanted to keep tinkering with my set. So I lost Letterman, I lost the Tonight Show, and it was just Tonight Show was they switch bookers, and then on Conan's show, I just got pissy with the guy,
Yeah.
which was my own fault. But I just said, "Hey, man, it's been a year. Like,
Yeah, what
why
are we
don't you
doing?
just give me a date?" And he's like, "Well, that's how we're going to be. We just don't have to do it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably the wrong thing to say, but at the same time, you're holding a dream over my head,
Yeah.
and you've already approved my set.
Yeah.
Why
What are we
have to
waiting
do?"
for?
It's just the dick swinging, man, and,
Yeah.
that part of it is kinda gone, and I love that.
Yeah. That's so cool. It's so cool. It's so fun to watch. I can't imagine the feeling. I think that show at Little Caesars was in the round, and
It was.
I can't imagine what the feeling for a local kid, who's been through everything you've been through, to walk out and look all 360 degrees and see, closing in on 20,000 people paying attention. Like, that's got to be mind blowing in the moment.
It was the first time I've ever got on a jumbotron, and
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of games, but yeah, it was
No
the first
kiss
one.
cam, nothing, Dave.
Nothing, you'd think so.
Right?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, never, and that was the first time, 18,000 people in a spot I earned, and I have to give it to Shane for offering it to me and for how much he brings people along. Not everybody does that, and, uh, he
Well,
does.
the it's karma, because you, as much as any comic or any person I know, gives back. I've seen people won't know this, but I've seen you give opportunities to just about everybody that's come into your orbit looking for a chance. You'll give them 5 minutes on your stage when they certainly don't belong there. I've seen you
Mhm.
do it with multiple people that I know personally, and like their first time on a stage. And what the fuck? You're opening for Dave Landau. Dave said I could do 5 minutes before the like, that's, coming back, like passing it down. You do it all the time. And it's awesome to see, man. You do it. You do it. I had no
Thank you.
business being on Anthony Cumia's show, and you were like, "Fuck that! Come on, you're coming
Oh,
up."
I
Like,
disagree. You have way too much experience in radio. You absolutely earned your spot there.
well,
But I
it never would
appreciate
have
you
been
saying
there.
it, though.
Yeah, it's that was like, dude, I wanted to come just say hi, that not be, on there. And next thing I know, I've done multiple shows with Anthony Cumia. One lucky enough to do with you and Anthony. It's like, it's a highlight for me.
Yeah, and well,
So
it's because I think I don't wanna say overlooked because it's not like you were. I got you on when I pitched you by showing them what you can do, but I think a lot of people are overlooked and they are rejected in show business more than a lot of people can understand.
yeah,
And part of this business is you gotta get used to 99% no's,
yep,
heartbreaking no's, and the 1% yes is what everybody's gonna see, and you're gonna be criticized heavily for that
yeah,
because you didn't earn it and you don't deserve it in their minds
yeah,
to a lot of
yeah,
people. And that's
right,
okay. You learn to live with that. But
yeah,
the reality is what it takes to get there and the amount of especially if you're me, the negative self-talk and depression and
dude.
shit. So
We'll
it,
do a
it
whole show on that one day, because you and I there's so many similar things that we both battle uh,
yes.
to this, this moment right now. And it can be paralyzing in a lot of respects, and most people wouldn't know it. But I know you do, and I do. And, we'll do a show on it one day. We'll have fun with
Yeah.
it.
No, and I think we should, and I think I try to never be too serious in these, but
Yeah.
we tend to get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, it's great, and I'm happy to help people who don't have to deal with what I did because there's so many broken promises and so many things that failed and so many mistreatments. And I think that goes for a lot of people in life. And I think if they realized and they saw show business for what it is, there's a reason why there's so many broken people that have kind of come out the other side of it. And I understand that's with a lot of jobs. I'm not just saying that, but
Yeah.
without putting a caveat on it, it's not very easy. And for the longest time, it really wasn't easy. So it's nice to see people being able to go, this is my special, and just blow up. And
Yeah.
it's nice. It's nice to see that you're in charge of your own platforms now. And that's the benefit to the internet. Sure, it's the downfall of man and we're all going to die, but there is
absolutely.
silver lining.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm thrilled with someone like, I think I know what kind of person Shane Gillis is, and to go, he knows Dave, he's come up with Dave, and it's like, no, dude, you're going on stage in your hometown in front of 20,000. Like, that's awesome. It's awesome.
That's a very kind thing to do.
And you would do the same. And I know that is kind of the point I'm getting at, which is, it's great. It's good to see,
and
you guys have each other's back.
Yeah. And it's like Rogan, when I hear people give him crap, it's like, look, that guy built a comedy club in Austin to allow a bunch of people to come and perform at. What do you think he did it for? The money?
Yeah. Yeah.
He did that for comics. Like, that's a guy who actually cares about the business. So when people go around and I see him saying shit or whatever that might be, why? It's somebody who actually put his money where his mouth is. And without him, you wouldn't know Shane Gillis, because he's the one who put him on his show and introduced you to the entire thing that happened with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I text Joe and say, hey, can I do a Tuesday night when I'm going to be there? And he writes back like, yeah, man, come grab a spot. It's so surreal to me that that's happening.
Yeah.
Still, it will never not be, because it was somebody who I kind of grew up watching. And I think a lot of people don't understand that just that alone is something remarkable that most human beings don't do, especially celebrities. They don't go, hey, everybody come to my party because I have a respect for the art form.
Yeah.
They kind of do the opposite. And I have a tremendous respect for him as a human being.
So do I. I do too. And part of it was like, right away, it was like, no, I just want to break even. Like, I don't need to make any money. I've already made all the money. Like, just break even. Well, what does break even mean to someone in a position that could take millions if he wanted out of that place? It means that the staff is well taken care of. It means the comics are well taken care of. That he's thinking about those types of things more than, how do I turn the most profit? How do I wring every penny out of this for my pocket, for myself? That's what Joe did there. And you see it where not only do you have every comic wants to play there, half the comics in the country are moving there.
Like, the way he pays is like you hit the lottery. It's
really
something. Dude, it's amazing how he treats his staff and the people that perform on his stage. It's unheard of for the most part. There are exceptions, obviously, in this business, but most people that owned venues for a very long time went with the simple, I'll pay you as the least amount that I can. But at least some of them where I'll be fair about it, where I don't want you to leave angry, but it's always, what can I get out of it? I understand that's owning a business, but to have the ability to go, I just want people to be happy. It's philanthropic. It's not just owning a business. And I think that's giving back, and it's much bigger than just opening a club. And that's where people don't seem to realize. He could sit in a 34,000 foot square house and never say a word to you, but instead, look what you're getting.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. And I that's one of my things too. When you're out there performing, I'm going to come out there and hang with you and see it. I don't know when you're playing there next, but
I'll be there in June headlining, and you should come out. I'll take care of it for you too, obviously. Yeah,
dude, I'd love to. I really want to see that club and hang out and see you. And I'd love to do it at that club in particular. So let's do it. Let's do it in June.
Cool, man.
All right. Dave, thank you so much. I know you're busy. Go be with your kid. And
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Have
fun. Don't forget to pick up cosbiology. I'm sorry. It's so lame.
No, it's not.
It is funny to have that book.
There's the book,
one.
Party of One. Go get that one. It's backwards, but I here.
Is it?
Yeah, I have your book right here. Where is it? Where's my Party of One book?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's backwards. I don't know why. It doesnn't matter.
I
Dave, have a
great
weekend. The Lions not playing, obviously, which stinks. And I wanted to play a couple of videos for you. We'll do it next time.
Okay.
But be good, my friend. I will talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
See you, everybody. Bye.